Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another new video on the channel. Today, we are talking about just voice cracked a little bit. Today, we are talking about One Punch Man Season 2. I haven't talked about One Punch Man at all on my channel. I had actually wanted to make a video about Season 1 because about like a couple weeks before Season 2 came out, like almost a month or so, like before Season 2 and Episode 1 came out, I had finally watched One Punch Man, all the 12 episodes because I was like, what, screw it. Like One Punch Man Season 2 is about to come out. For some reason, I still haven't seen it. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to sit down and watch it. And then surprise, surprise, I actually really enjoyed it. I actually think it was a lot of fun, and I think it's really well animated. I think the humor is really good. I think it's, pretty well written, and I think the overtop action is something that a series like called One Punch Man should have and should be able to do, and it's great. One Punch Man Season 1 was great, and I kind of want to make a whole separate video talking about One Punch Man Season 1 because I truly think it's that great. But today we're talking about One Punch Man Season 2, Episode 1, and because I feel like I need to get the elephant in the room out as soon as possible, right off the start. Yeah, the animation isn't nearly as good as it was in Season 1. It is what a lot of people would say a significantly big downgrade, and to be fair and to kind of sympathize with those people who are saying that, it's like, yeah, it is, but that's only simply because of the fact that Season 1 set a standard. They set a standard with what the animation should be for this series moving onwards. And the studio team that did Season 1 just did a really good, fantastic job. Season 1 from One Punch Man is some of the best animation that I've ever seen. And it does suck that the animation isn't nearly as good. It's a lot of people would say it's very average. I would say it's above average because there is fighting, there is action in this episode, as it probably should, to be honest. But I thought the animation for the action scenes were actually still pretty good, in my opinion. I'm not really like an expert on animation, but I can tell, something that looks like it's good animation versus what's bad animation. And I can tell you, as someone who's not an expert in animation, like, yeah, Season 1 for One Punch Man looks way better, but I still think that the action still looks, pretty good, and the animation itself, is still pretty okay. It's not as bad as a lot of people wanted to make it out to be, because there's a lot of people that kind of exaggerated and said that, like, it's like, Dragon Ball Super Episode 5 levels of animation. It's so bad. And it's like, no, it's not. It's average. In my opinion, I think it's a little bit above average, in terms of animation, but it's not on the level of Season 1 for One Punch Man, sadly. So, just to kind of get the elephant out of the room, I just thought that I'd go ahead and mention it now. But the whole beginning part of the episode for Season 1, or Season 2, Episode 1, rather, is centered around a Class S, like rank 7 hero, I think. And his name is King. He's referred to as King, and he's also referred to as the strongest man in the world, right? And immediately, like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, that doesn't make sense. And not in terms of the context that I know that Saitama exists, but it doesn't make sense because he's ranked 7 and he's, quote, the strongest man in the world, but he's ranked 7. So who the hell is rank 1, and why is he not stronger than King? That doesn't make any sense. And there's actually, a whole big dark secret behind King, which we'll then explain, later on. Later on in the episode, we meet Gear 4, a machine god created by the organization, and he wants to go ahead and fight King because King, has this reputation of, again, being the strongest man in the world, and then he wants to fight him at full power. G4 wants to fight King at full power, and then King is like, okay, well, I gotta go to the restroom really quick because if I'm holding back, not being able to go to the bathroom, I'm only going to be fighting at half my strength. So he leaves. G4 and Genos start fighting, and then of course, like, it's then revealed that King isn't actually as strong as he says he is, or as people thought he is. And it's the whole fact that when he looks away, and then looks back, the enemy has already been defeated, and it's actually linked back towards, of course, the main character of the series, if you couldn't already tell. Or if it wasn't obvious to you already, but yeah, Saitama is, the one defeating these enemies, and King just so happens to be around whenever these creatures are, then defeated. And in the Hero Association, we're like, okay, if he's defeating these creatures so quickly, then we might as well, give him an application for being in Class S. So he's in Class S. The episode continues on a little bit, and King, makes it back home, and he calls himself an otaku, like jobless loser or whatever, and he goes back home. He bought himself a dating simulator video game, and he goes back home to go play that. Saitama like figures out where he lives, and the humor for this episode isn't it's not. Some people will say it's not as good as it was for the first episode of the first season, but I still had a lot of moments where I was like, yeah, that was really funny. I still laughed a lot in this episode because I think the humor is still, really good. Like I said, I think the writing for season one or season two, sorry, episode one for season two is still pretty good. I feel like I got to sneeze. God damn it. The episode continues. Saitama and King start playing a video game, and of course Saitama then starts calling him out, like, are you really as strong as you say you are? There's an evacuation because there's this, of course, G4, this robot guy is still about, and then there's this giant bird, and then the giant bird then crashes into King's apartment building, and then King, more of his backstory kind of comes back. Saitama defeats the giant bird, and then Saitama's like, yeah, you're obviously not as strong as you say you are because you pissed your pants. Yeah, King pissed his pants. And then, of course, we then get the correlation of, like, back when King got his scar, because King has a scar on his face, but, he's a coward. He doesn't fight anything, and he's not as strong as he says he is. He's never, like, been in a fight, as he says before, but that's because he was attacked by a monster, and then Saitama, a younger Saitama, before he had gotten all bald and everything, actually saved him before in the past. The episode continues on. Afterwards, though, Genos and G4, their fight stops. Geno, wins, obviously, and, Saitama dealt with his giant bird, and then Saitama's like, yeah, I'm going to come back, and we're going to play video games whenever I do come back time to time. And I thought that was funny. I thought that was a funny line. But the episode continues. Genos, took parts from the robot god G4, and, he wants to get stronger. They bring back, the whole, like, cyborg, like, robot guy that had killed Genos' family before Genos was turned into a cyborg. They bring that back up in the episode later on, much later on, towards like the later half of the episode. We're back at the Hero Association, and basically there's this prophecy that the Hero Association has heard from the shaman, and basically they want to use the good guys and the bad guys, these guys with the criminal record, in order to be able to fight crime and yada yada yada. And then there's the Sound of Speed, or whatever his stupid name is, the Sonic guy, the ninja guy, the ninja bodyguard guy that Saitama fought a lot in season one. I forgot I don't know if that's his actual name, or if his name is actually different. It's actually been, like, of course, like a little bit since I've seen any episode from One Punch Man season one, so I don't really remember some of these characters' names, but he does mention Saitama, and of course we know why he wants to go after Saitama. There's this other, like, hero lady that's trying to get some, information and just information about Saitama, because Saitama is this insanely strong guy. No one really knows about him. He went from Class C to Class B really quickly, and I actually don't remember her name either. So I apologize for not really remembering people's names. I should really know, but I, for some reason, just don't. I don't have this shit written down, and I feel like I should, but I don't, because I don't have paper. I'm sorry. So the episode just ends like on a joke with King and Saitama, playing video games, and Saitama gets pissed off at King because Saitama's still at default gear, and King keeps taking all the fucking equipment, and then Saitama breaks the controller. I thought that was funny. So yeah, then the episode ends, and then I'm just kind of like, yeah, that wasn't bad. I still had fun watching it. I think it was still a very enjoyable episode to watch. I don't think it was nearly as bad as people thought it was going to be. And I don't know. I only hope that the story could continue on, and it's, you know, still written very well. I hope the story is still very much more interesting than some people want to make it out to be. And who knows, maybe the animation will get better, quote unquote, than it already is, but we're gonna have to just wait and see, I guess. Anyways, this is the first time I'm talking about One Punch Man on the channel, and if you want to see more reviews for the One Punch Man Season 2 anime, I will go ahead and do it. I'll probably do it anyways because it'll just give me something else to talk about in the middle of the weekend or like the whole weekday, and you know, it's just another video to make than just talk about something. So, regardless, that's the end of the video. And if you want to see more videos just like this, go ahead and subscribe. And of course, leave a like if you did enjoy as well. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I fucked up the outro. Anyways, I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.